This is your regular program, Business and Economy, which aims to improve your understanding of the global climate change in respect to its causes, impact, precautions, and way out. I am Ile Emejesin. Welcome. The global climate change has been an issue over the years, causing significant environmental, social, and economic disruptions, including rising sea levels, threatening 80 million people, increased intensity of tropical storms, and widespread ecosystem damage. At the global front, environmental experts highlight impacts to include, among others, melting glaciers, droughts, causing food insecurity in regions like the Sahel, increased frequency and intensity of droughts, floods, wildfires, and tropical storms like hurricanes, and of course, the spread of diseases. These experts noted that climate change can also lead to significant costs while contributing to slowing down the country's economic growth. Meanwhile, the World Bank acknowledged that Nigeria, which is Africa's most populous country and one of the continent's leading economies, is at the forefront of the climate change. In its projections for a very high emission scenario, the World Bank explained that Nigeria is likely to experience a significant rise in temperature, ranking as the 154th out of the 181 in the NDGAIN 2021 index, which assesses vulnerability and resilience to climate change, adding that Nigeria's dependence on agriculture makes it particularly sensitive to climate disruptions. According to the World Bank, around 78% of Nigeria's land area is devoted to agriculture, which is rain-fed and carried out by small-scale farmers using traditional methods. It further affirmed that climate change is accelerating the degradation of ecosystems in Nigeria, reducing the country's resilience to climate shocks and impacting on the nation's economy. And so, in this edition of Business and Economy, an expert across the agric and environmental subsector, Professor Ben Amadu, is joining the discussion after the business news to bring us to the understanding of the change of the weather, the causes, impact, possible precautions, and the way out. We'll be back in a moment. The federal government has launched a Sustainable Integrated Productive Communities Initiative, a development program designed to combine agriculture, mass housing, and renewable energy into a single framework for the overall well-being of citizens. Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Doris Uzoka-Anite, in Abuja during the launch explained that Niger State was selected as the pilot location for the project with core objectives to boosting food security, curb post-harvest losses, reduce rural-urban migration, and create jobs through integrated agricultural and residential hubs. A business correspondent, Ile Media, who covered the ceremony, tells us more.
Receiving the C of O to commencing the Niger State pilot location of its Sustainable Integrated Productive Communities SIP initiative, Minister of State for Finance Dr. Doris Uzoka-Anite assured that the initiative aims to translating the 8-point agenda of President Tinubu's renewed hope to, among others, ensure affordable housing, improve food security, and fight insecurity.
Under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, mass housing remains a national priority. So is food security, national security, poverty alleviation, and sustainable livelihood. The President has articulated a clear ambition to catalyze the delivery of 1,000 housing units in every state of the Federation. This will create jobs, stimulate local economies, and expand access to affordable houses. And this SIPC is fully aligned with that vision. And we believe that by integrating housing development with agriculture, land access, basic infrastructure, and structured offtake arrangements, SIPC offers a practical and sustainable pathway to affordable housing and inclusive development. And this is when we begin to translate national priorities into concrete bankable projects that can make the right sort of impact on the lives of every Nigerian.
Dr. Uzoka Anite re-emphasized government support for better living standard of all citizens.
As we formalize the partnership today, through the handover of the CFO, we do so with a shared sense of purpose and responsibility. The true measure of success will not be the documents exchanged today, but the homes built, farms cultivated, jobs created, and communities transformed. On behalf of the Federal Ministry of Finance, I reaffirm our full commitment to this partnership with the government and people of Niger State and to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision of a more productive, more inclusive, and more prosperous Nigeria.
Other stakeholders, including the Governor of Niger State, Mr. Muhammad Umar Bago, highlight impact of the initiative to industrialization and food security while pointing collaboration.
This is a project that is going to bring revolution to Nigeria in terms of industrialization, agriculture, livestock, security, and so many other industries. Mr. President has given, all the level playing ground for both private sector, public sector to participate. So we've gone ahead as a state to provide additional 20,000 hectares per local government, making it 500,000 hectares for the future.
Ile Emeje, ASO Television News. So glad to have you join this interesting and educating session on the program Business and Economy. And our guest, who is Professor Ben Amodu, a stakeholder across the agricultural and environmental subsector, is here to improve our horizon on the issues around the global climate change, as well as what to do to reducing the negative impact on individuals and the general economy. Prof, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you, viewers.
Okay, Prof, you are also the first professor of phytomedicine in Nigeria, and so I think you are the best person that can discuss this topic. You are a stakeholder, and a lot of people have expressed concern on the change, the sudden change in the weather, which is popularly referred to as global climate change. For the benefit of those that are following us, what can we say are the major causes of global climate change, or the climate change in Nigeria?
Well, as a professor of phytomedicine, we are basically into agric.
Yeah.
Because we actually make use of agricultural end products.
Yeah, shrubs, herbs, and the rest.
They manufacture most of our medicaments. Mm-hmm. And for agric, the entire world, 1/3 of the working population of the entire world is engaged in agriculture.
Okay.
Coming to Nigeria and Asia, it's about half the working population are engaged in agric. And if you talk of climate change, it's a very, very major issue in terms of environment, in terms of agric, afforestation, and what have you. So this is a very, very major problem because we also have it affecting even patients we are treating.
Okay.
In the sense that a prostate cancer patient we are treating with PSA as much as 22 got a result of 1.2, which is within normal, 0 to 4. The same patient comes back a week or two later. Prof, the drugs are no longer working for me. I went to do tests. The T has gone to 5. I said, relax, climate change. And that is the issue we are discussing now. The issue of climate change makes it possible to destabilize all the existing arrangements, including crop rotation, planting, irrigation, and water management, and so on, with respect to farming. Also, with respect to health issues.
Yeah.
climate change is generated by changes, natural changes, which has brought about increase in temperature.
Okay.
From 1.5 degrees centigrade to above 2 degrees centigrade, which means there's increase in temperature, less water supply, more heat, low productivity. And this is what we see in all farming activities. Hitherto, where used to a place that has stabilized for the planting of certain crops has suddenly changed. So that the conditions you were using to plant them before changes. You have to try to manage, to study, and try to undercut and plan. And this is affecting all over the world, with WHO even crying out to Food and Agricultural Organization to see to new management, to new arrangements of how irrigations can be arranged, because it's bringing drought, just like you said in your earlier introduction and all that, so that the small holders, because like you said, over 78% of land in Nigeria is for agric. And in Europe, somewhere like in America and co, there's interchange between afforestation and farming. Because of this weather change, afforested land are being converted to agricultural land.
Okay, because of the impact?
Yes, because of the impact. So in arranging this, you have to do new calculations, new arrangements, and what have you. And this thing cannot be done suddenly. It needs planning. So it leads to reduction in productivity. Okay. And then invariably affected the GDP. Yeah. Because countries like ours in Nigeria, the mainstay of our economy is agriculture. Like in Mexico, their main food source, maize. The environmental changes has affected the use of their land for their own main crop, which is maize.
Now, it says, just like you have said, that this will impact the generality of the economy. Can we just take them one by one? Let's start with your own area, your area of focus, which is alternative medicine or phyto, as the case may be. What can you say are the major impact, or will be the impact on this?
It makes sicknesses to drag on, front and back. Front and back. You are treating a patient almost became well, and suddenly again, the thing comes back. So what do? I tell them, relax. It is the effect of climate change. Pick on the climate change again for this. There's climate change effect. So all you need to do is to be on your medication throughout, so that when the effect wears out, you will be stabilized, and then you remain cured, or you remain managed in terms of your readings.
Okay, you know this.
And that's what most of the patients are doing, and they are reporting good.
Okay, for the individuals that are not sick, but they are maybe having some symptoms like cold, catarrh, and the rest of them. What can be the precaution?
The kitchen household items, ginger, garlic, turmeric, lemon water, comes to stay because of the volume of vitamin C that these products have. Oranges and tangerine and co. They are very, very, very effective. You continue to use them, continue to blend them together, be on it, so that your immune system can go up. Okay. So that's.
In other words, in this season, we are advised to take more of fruits.
Yes, yes.
To live more of fruits and
as a matter of fact, this drought and increasing heat and all this affects even vegetables and co. Okay. With their cultivations and so on, because you know they need now to grow heat-resistant crops, some modified crops, because they cannot withstand this high temperature and co. They die so easily. You know, the moisture content of most of the vegetables is very high. Look at cucumber, over 80%, 90% is water, tomato and co. So they prefer a moistured kind of environment rather than a dry environment.
Okay, let's look at the impact on the agricultural practice. Yeah, you made mention of farm production or farm produce, that it will affect the yields, and beside the yields, what of the farmers that are cultivating these products?
It means they need to go out now to look for new variants, new crops that are resistant to this drought, that take less of water and can do well. Before this time, they were just growing anyone, which are not resistant to this. But because of this peculiar situation, they have to look for new crop variants that will be able to withstand the new situation as a result of the weather and climate change. So government has to do more research to be able to produce more varieties that can stand in the face of the new situation.
All right. All of us are aware that there's this allegation or a report that degradation of forest is one of the causes of climate change. How do you agree or disagree to this? That individuals themselves contribute to because of...
for a very long time, that has been known. And that is why certain countries of the world, you are not allowed to fell plants or trees anyhow, because they help as barriers. And that is why people are even advised in their farms to plant trees at the hedges of the farm to help break the wind. Yes, and all that. So the more you cut down the trees, you deforest it, the more you encourage these issues.
And that is the advice to farmers?
Yes.
What of the individuals in their various homes? Excuse me.
Yes. In the FCT, we are not allowed to cut down trees and plants and all that. It is better to allow those things so that for your own personal health and what have you, you know, this dust carries a lot of viruses, and so if you have trees around you, it will go a long to prevent some of these things.
All right. We'll take a quick break now and we'll be back shortly. Please stay with us.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of ASO Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, ASO Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
In case you just tune in, you are on to your program, Business and Economy, and today our focus is on the climate change, the global climate change, what to expect, what are the precautions, what are the causes, what can we do to reduce the impact of climate change on individuals, on the economy, and on the society in general. My guest has been the professor of phytomedicine in Nigeria, the first professor of phytomedicine in Nigeria, and is also the managing director of alternative medicine in Nigeria, as well as an expert in the agricultural and environmental subsector. He is Professor Ben Amodu. Prof.
Yeah.
Now, in all of these causes and impacts, in what ways do you think that these can be better handled on the parts of, one, individuals as citizens of the country, and then the government? How do you think government can support to reducing the impact of climate change in Nigeria?
No, government is always looking ahead to see problems. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and other establishments that are related, Ministry of Environment, focusing on the best ways to go about it. And that is why resistant crop materials have been developed and new seedlings have been produced to give to agricultural experts and individuals to plant to undercut the reduced moisture within the soil types in the locations where they find themselves, so that this disease resistance, they are water resistance, in the sense that they don't take as much water as the other ones that they used to know, to be able to handle the situation. That is for government. Government has increased research to develop new seedlings, plants, and what have you, to survive within this time. And individuals also go to collect these things and also protect themselves by encouraging planting of plants within their living environment, and then keeping themselves away from the dust and cold, so that they don't get sick generally. This is what happens.
All right. As one who is versed in alternative medicine and phyto, and then as an expert in the agricultural and environmental subsector, what can you say on this climate change in terms of what it brings, in terms of what it presents to the people?
It's bad.
Through sicknesses and diseases, and what to do.
For instance, the effect of COVID that time, 2.3 million people died, billion people died all over the world.
2 point?
Yes, as a result of the conditions exacerbated by the effect of COVID pandemic. We lost as much as 2.3 billion human beings.
Oh my God.
All over the world. So these are the reality of the situation. You can imagine extreme areas like Canada and Russia in the area of this climate change. They are subjected to all kinds of issues. So climate change is a real game changer. And our government needs to be consistent and work very, very hard. And I've even told you on the area of health, it's affecting health in terms of diseases, treatments, even now, except the COVID variant is here. There is a resistant malaria as I speak with you now.
A lot of people are falling sick.
There is resistant malaria. You treat it with the normal something you are using, the thing doesn't go. So I have to remodify my anti-malaria, and to God be the glory. We are doing very well. Malaria typhoid that's killed a lot of people. And as I keep on saying, all married men and women have ulcer. When you start complaining of indigestion, anytime you eat, your chest is heavy, you have some pains going to your back like this, there sometimes middle here at your waist. All these are different symptoms of ulcer. So, and the husband and the wife must treat ulcer. In one family, it's more in the woman, in another family, it's more in the man. So this should not be ignored. H. pylori can be easily cured. But when you take Flagyl, Amoxicillin, Zantac, or Meprazole, ulcer kit, it doesn't move ulcer, just a little. I go back to where it used to be. but with our NAFDAC approved products, ulcer is sent home immediately. So there are new discovery. We did a test recently in the University of Gombe where we created herpes 1 and 2, which has no cure anywhere in the world. Herpes. And our product, we are able to banish the herpes 1 and 2 in the laboratory animals. And of course, you are aware now, there is one product. What the animals take is what human beings take now. There is one drug, one medicine in the world now.
For treating
animals and human beings.
Against cold or the
immunity.
change?
What we do is whatever is given to animals to use in animal experiment is used by human beings. It's one medicine now. So is it not a good news that America has over 10 million herpes sufferers and they are looking up to anywhere they can get a solution? And that's why I'm happy with the Trump administration. It doesn't care about those restrictions. Some people pretending that certain things cannot be done. A lot of things can be done. Natural medicine is like God medicine.
No, earlier I was trying to...
What God cannot do does not exist.
Amen.
Otherwise, sickle cell. I was going to be awarded in one of the hotels, Sienna Hotel here, program that I appeared just like your own. They were calling me to give me an award, and I saw on the television a Long Island man is the first to be cured of sickle cell.
How?
To bone marrow operation. How can? In the last 10 years, we've been curing people of sickle cell. So I called my handler, copy that, and put our own testimonies on that. And people started responding all over the world. We are sorry, we are not aware. It's just this Long Island man who we are aware. We should do. Nigeria, black nation in the world, we are doing a lot here. If you don't know, a lot of things. COVID could not be cured anywhere in the world. We sat here in Nigeria, we cured COVID. Although our people pushed it to Madagascar, and they can see the failure of Madagascar. And up till now, our products are working for COVID. Any variant of COVID, we deal with. A lizard that falls from the top of a tree will say, if no one praises me, I will praise myself. That's what we resort to now. So a lot can be done by herbal natural medicine. Can do a lot. And this is, we are not doing it behind. We send it to reputable universities. University of Gombe, Department of Pharmaceutical Services, create these diseases and apply this medication. And they did. And they give official scientific report. Is that not very interesting? That we are not just conjuring test results. It is practically being done. And the results are there to be scrutinized. We did that of HIV to prevent HIV, a vaccine. We tested in the same university and the test went through and it passed. Today they are bringing one injection now that...
and it was not manipulated.
That is the one to be taking 6 months. Our own can prevent for 1 full year. Prevent the individuals from HIV.
It's preventive.
Yes, preventive.
It's not curative.
It cures HIV, it prevents HIV. It cures, prevents. And that's what the world is looking for. They want that man-to-man touch. They don't want to use condom. They don't want to use this. So you can go on this. Doesn't have side effects. It's not injection. You just swallow the tablets and you are good to go. You are free from HIV. But now they brought out an injection to tell. Meanwhile, we have done this in Nigeria in the last 10 years. We have analyzed it in a reputable university. So what again? So we are waiting for the one Putin will do, or the one America will bring out and say there's an injection that prevents, just like the same way with malaria. My Sabmal can prevent malaria for 1 to 2 years.
You know, earlier I said that a lot of people are falling sick. I meant to say that a lot of people that are sick within this period now are getting resistant.
Yes, because of these climate changes and the fact. As for the malaria own, I want to suggest that maybe some variant of chikungunya has entered.
What does that mean?
A new variant in
comes
COVID.
With cold?
COVID, yes.
Comes with cold?
Southern Tanzania, the name chikungunya was given to it from southern Tanzania, where people who have it are bent with swollen joints, painful, fatigue, headache.
Is it the effect of cold and this hazy environment or climate that we experience now?
It is possible. Joined together with it, it is possible. It is possible. It could be an addition. And this chikungunya, which has entered over 130 countries in the world, could have also silently entered our highly populated country.
I will say, God forbid.
Yes, we say God forbid, but this is a worldwide thing going through the air, so we cannot just claim God forbid without making some efforts. Okay,
so apart from what you mentioned, what kind of maybe sicknesses, diseases do we expect with this weather, and how can we handle them?
Airborne kind of diseases, and I've told you earlier, the use of all these spices, which has been there for thousands of years, used by Ayurvedic medicine, Tiani medicine, and herbal medicines all over the world. They are working, and they will work till tomorrow. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, beets, all of them increases blood circulation, unclog the arteries. You know, most of the deaths that occur in the world, over 17.9 million, is due to cardiovascular system, and people take it for granted. Issues of cholesterol, issues of high triglyceride level, blocking the arteries, the veins, the arterioles. Little things like this causes death, where blood cannot flow to the brain to give it oxygen and all that. Death occurs. As little as that, it's a major issue. And that is what garlic in food, you take it at night before you sleep, can go and clean up your arteries.
Magic.
You know? But when you talk, they take it for granted.
No, I don't think people take it for granted, because this is educating the people, and
those things are working. And for the purposes of further clarification, I think I can give people my number.
Maybe when we finish the discussion. Now let us quickly look at the impact. What impact do you think that this climate change will have on our general economy?
It's a big one. It's a big one. We are talking of GDP, gross domestic this thing. Nigeria is an agricultural country, even though we are largely on petroleum and all that, but still the greater part is still on agriculture, and so is most of the Asian countries and co. So it will affect our GDP if crops, the agric is not doing well, irrigation and all that related to agric is not doing well. The totality of export of products and co will be affected, and that will reduce the total amount of money made by the country, which will affect its GDP.
Okay, and if this is well managed, what do you expect?
Oh, if it's well managed, it will have a turnaround, increasing of our GDP. Look at cassava, has so many uses, it's exported. So if we can have more quantum of cassava exported, we will have more money, and that will improve the outlook of our GDP.
And can we also say that this will help to generate employment opportunities, and then
no doubt for our GDP, individuals, and the government has more money, it will invest it in more area, and the
okay. Now back to your area of specialization.
Yes.
I want you to make emphasis on the precautionary measures that you have mentioned earlier. If you can just make emphasis on them for the purpose of precaution. You know, prevention is better than cure.
Always.
In this weather, as we go through this weather, how can we navigate our way against airborne diseases or sicknesses and diseases that may come with it?
Well, people should cover up themselves very well, prevent mosquito, airborne diseases and all that. Their locality, their children should be well taken care of. If they feel so much cold, they should cover them well, and so on. And then if there's malaria issues, report to the hospital, do the necessary tests, and get treated so that you are always well. Once you do those precautionary things, you are good to go. The water should be well boiled and filtered before they drink and all that. And then fumigation of their area is very, very important. And where they own farm, They should do good agricultural practices, learn new methods of irrigation so that water can be retained. In fact, rainy water can be collected, holes can be dug and stored there. When there is less water, water from there can be irrigated to the farm and so on. So many things. And if they keep animals, they should know how to take care of them, invite veterinary surgeons to look at them from time to time so that if there are these effects of climate change, there are new diseases or what have you, they can be detected early and treated and taken care of.
Okay, in terms of products or consumables, those little things we can put in our water to take, what are they again? So that people will just understand them and practice them in their homes to avoid sicknesses and diseases. Because wealth, they say, health is wealth.
I've spoken of spices before, spices. Onion, garlic, ginger, turmeric. These are the spices of choice. And then beetroot, cabbage and co. This cabbage you see, red cabbage, normal cabbage, they are a fantastic combination. They are very strong antibiotics.
Okay. You know, earlier, before we came on the program, someone sent a message and she would want to know the issue with resistance to orthodox medicine and what they can do.
Resistance?
Yes. Having malaria, frequent malaria, and then resisting to drugs.
They can turn to us in the natural medicine if there are resistance like that. Over the time, we have seen that ours clear areas of such a resistance. It clears it off. I can tell you that if you go to my page, a lot of people test in that they used to have malaria all around the year. But since they started on the use of this Sabmal, they don't have any form of resistance. They don't even have malaria. They don't suffer from malaria anymore.
Okay, now they say collaboration or partnership is key to the success of every event or discovery.
Yes.
How far have you gone with your, how far has the alternative medicine subsector gone with collaboration with government agencies
discussions
and
are on.
international agencies?
There are organizations that governments are interested in for partnership that are discussing with us to incorporate us in the partnership and all that for a larger production for the use of the product by the large world.
Okay. Now going forward, what should we expect from adequate collaboration and the alternative medicine subsector on the part of the people and the government?
Large production, which will lead to reduce costs and all that, even though costs are keep on going up. But when there is such collaboration and there are ready off-takers, that will go a long way to bring down the price, and that will benefit the generality of the public. And hitherto in the medical balance, ailment that cannot be handled because of the natural medicine can now be handled. One of them, sickle cell anemia, blood, like I marketed to one hospital, issue of running around when there's an accident for blood products. There are blood substitutes we have manufactured that within a day can level the blood of a patient.
I know so many patients are looking for blood.
I know.
As we speak.
All this running up and down to look for relations for blood donation. Our Subtonic takes care of that. And this blood issue is all over the world. It's not just in Nigeria. It's all over the world. And Subtonic will block that gap, because that emergency and the need for you to test for impurity, to test for the group of the blood group and all that, it wastes time. It can lead to death. But this Subtonic is available for immediate use. If the person can drink something, you put it. If you cannot drink, you put it in the drip that you are setting up. Before you know, the blood normalizes, and what is there, and it's cheaper, it's easier to come by.
Yeah, I was going to ask you of the cost, because most of the issues with the alternative medicines, or there's this one, the issues with them is the cost.
Yes.
The cost.
Yes.
The cost.
We have graduated,
pocket friendly?
We have graduated the cost to be affordable. You know. And this is one invention in the world that stands out. We are using it for blood cancer patients, which you are aware we have cured them. People don't want to hear the word cure. When we cure, what do we use? Well, we manage them to normalcy. If that is the one they prefer to use. In sickle cell, in blood cancer, in kidney issues. A situation where in Manchester Hospital in the UK, somebody whose kidney the two has been condemned and say is beyond repairs. In fact, it's irreversible. That's the word. And after the use of those product combinations, they came back and they tested and they said, the EGFR has improved. What happened? What we said is irreversible has been reversed. I used Dr. Ben Amodu's drug in Abuja. Oh, these drugs must be good. Keep on using it. A white doctor said that. So you can see we are moving. And these are things, out of every 8 Nigerians, you test them, 1 must have kidney issue. Out of every Indian, 8, 1. Canadian, 1. USA, 1. Yes, WHO report. So kidney issue is coming like a big epidemic. And we are already ahead of the world to be able to resolve it. Open AIT every morning. This one is from Apa local government area. Is down with kidney, 7 years old. This is 40 years old.
4 years old child?
Yes. You know, it comes as a result of either high blood pressure, diabetes, HIV, hidden infection, which you are not aware. Suddenly, your urea, your creatinine shoots up, and your PCB goes down, and then you become weak. You are not hungry. You start emaciating and all that. And we have now products that takes care of urea, levels it, takes care of creatinine, levels it, and this Aptonic I told you pushes up the PCB, and a person that is weak cannot do anything, start getting himself back, and the kidney start bouncing back. You interviewed a journalist I helped, Mr. George is still alive. This is over 5 years ago. He was to do 3 dialysis, go to India with 36 million. We didn't spend any of those, and he's on his feet in Azazira doing his work very well. Okay,
for the purpose of those that may want to make an inquiry.
For those who want to make inquiry, either with respect to the ecological, environmental, climate change, or even drug-related or treatment issues,
or prevention.
Professor Ben Amodi is on 080 37 899 735. 08.
I am Ile Emeje saying good